So as I said, to log in the SQL Server, there are two different type of login can be possible here. Database engine is basically you are entering through the RDBMS. Okay. In SQL Server, server name you can give localhost for local login. Say you are on the same machine where the SQL Server is installed. In that case, you have to give the server name as localhost.
Okay.
If you are in remote machine and you are accessing to a central server, then localhost would not work and you have to give the IP address of that machine. Something like 192.168.1.10, something like that.
Okay.
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 Now, for as you have installed the SQL Server in default instance, only by giving localhost and user ID and password you can connect. But if you have installed the SQL Server in any separate instance, separate named instance, say it was earlier to giving the option like create your own instance name. Say my instance name is Amit. Okay. In that case, I cannot simply connect to Amit instance with localhost. I have to give like this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this is the instance name and this is the server name. Likewise, if you are accessing from remote also, this should be IP and this should be the instance name. For example, these are all the instances. SQL Express is the instance and this is the host name, my computer name.
Okay.
So instead of local host, you can also enter the host name, the computer name or the IP address also. Okay.
Okay.
Now go to login. Say I'm logging through administrator mode and password I've given at the time of installation. So there are two types of authentication, SQL Server and Windows. If you choose Windows authentication, that means it would treat you as admin.
Okay.
Okay, by default, because you are on the same machine where the SQL Server is installed. Okay, then you can connect. But if you have, you can directly connect. If you are in a remote machine, this should not work. You have to give the username and password through SQL Server authentication mode. Okay, now I have got a lot of databases. So my default databases are, as I said yesterday, report server, temp DB, and master model MSDB temp DB. Okay, there is 4 default data dictionary or metadatabase. Okay, metadata database which stores the information about this database, and these are all my customized databases.
Okay.
Okay, so before to go with SQL Server reporting tool and regarding joins, did you get any knowledge so far?
No, no. I mean, not much. I'm just looking through it.
Okay, joining. So I do have a small table, small database here, say asset management,
Hmm.
and the table I have here is these many tables.
Hmm.
Let us first then or else create another database and we'll import the tables to that database and we'll create the joining of the table there. Okay. Uh, our first topic from the BI side is SQL Server integration services. Okay,
Okay.
SSIS. So SSIS is an integration tool, data integration tool. Okay. And data extraction can be performed in SSIS, data integration can be performed, and finally it will create an integrated data source.
Okay.
Actually, why this SSIS is required? As I said, you are assigned a task to create um, a report or dashboard based on 5 software systems.
Okay.
In your organizations, they are using say SAP for core transaction, uh, attendance system, which is a .NET application. Say finance is HRMS, which is another web-based application, and likewise 3 4 different applications are running in your organizations.
Okay.
And in every application there is a common entity called employee ID. Okay. Against employee ID you can get its attendance from attendance system, salary from payroll system, um, production details in SAP and other systems also. Hmm.
Okay.
So management wants a dashboard, a report based on employees. You'll have to join all those data from different applications.
Okay.
Now, how do you do it? In the front end, in the
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sorry, there's some network issues today, so that's why I got disconnected.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, so uh, mm, okay, we'll create a database here. We'll see how to create a database. We'll see how to create database, how to import Excel tables to SQL Server, and we'll start working on that. So I
Okay.
was telling you have a couple of applications, SAP, which is Oracle, HRMS, SQL. I'm talking about the databases. Okay, these are the databases of these applications.
Okay.
Mm, okay. Now in all these applications, you're having one entity is called employee ID. Okay, so there are four different databases: Oracle, SQL, MySQL, and Access. In all the database, all these applications, you have a common entity called employee ID.
Okay.
So based on employee ID, we can join the tables of these different application systems. But the table structure, the database structure of these applications are different. Why? Because the environment is different. It's
Okay.
Oracle environment, it is SQL environment, it is something else. So if all these tables are in a single environment, then we can normally join it. But are there lies in different environment, we cannot directly integrate them. Okay.
Okay.
So in that case, we need some ETL tool. ETL tool, what it does? Extract. So ETL tool stands for extract, transform, load. Hmm?
Okay.
This is what our SSIS is. Okay. SSIS stands for SQL Server Integration Service, which is a ETL tool, and it is need to integrate the data from different applications to a single database. So what will be our approach? We'll create a staging database. Okay, staging database means it is a repository where the raw data of all these systems will be extracted and stored there. Okay, stored there in a uniform format.
What's that called?
In Oracle, sorry,
What database is that?
we're just naming it as staging. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
before to because as we are going to perform dashboard or analytics,
Mm.
that would be an integrated database where we will create reporting. Okay, but before that integrated database, we have to create a staging database where the data of all these various systems will be coming and storing there. At that particular time, these tables are not integrated. These
Okay.
tables are not joined.
Okay.
So this is the part of extraction. In extraction, data from different system and staging DB and store in staging DB. Okay, only extracting the data from different servers. Okay, now Oracle database format would be different, SQL database format would be different, and this and this. But if they are not coming to a uniform environment, okay, or a single environment, they cannot join together.
Okay.
Okay, so whichever environment we are using for maintaining staging database, so here we are maintaining staging database in SQL Server. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll be converting all these database format to SQL Server.
Okay.
So if you fetch the data from in SQL Server, the data is become SQL Server table. Okay?
Okay.
Means the respective tables from different system has to be fetched and stored in this staging database, which is a SQL Server database, and they will be stored in SQL tables.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
so far it is clear.
Yes.
Staging DB. Your staging DB will be our mm, SQL database.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll have to create some database structure like this. First of all, I'll create a database in SQL Server, and I don't have much more different environments. We can use Excel as a database environment and SQL as a database environment. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll maintain 4 different tables. Those will be called from different environments. So
Okay.
for that, I have this order database, which is a Excel database.
Okay.
Okay, you can see here order table. This is order table, this is order details, and this is customer. So this database, we have to first understand the database and the table structure and the joining mechanism. Then only we can create the tables.
Okay.
Here, customer, customer, this shop code is the primary key of customer table. Okay,
Okay.
the unique ID.
Okay.
Against every customers, this is unique. Sub DSC is a customer name. Okay, customer company name.
Okay.
Now order. This is actually a database of steel plant or a manufacturing industry. Hmm.
Okay.
So say there's a big customer called Aditya Birla. They have ordered some items from this manufacturing industry. So they have ordered, against their order, one order number will be created. Something like this. This is the order number which is keeping in the order table.
Okay.
So this is unique in order table and does not repeat it.
Okay.
This is order number and this is delivery order date. Okay. On which date this order will be delivered. Now this is in Excel, so that's where the format is. So let me just change the format. This is actually a date.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the validity, which is also a date, and this is customer order date. This this is customer order date and this is customer order delivery date. Okay.
Okay.
On which date the customer is ordered an item and on which date this order will be delivered, this is the date.
Okay.
So these are the some crucial dates where we are just maintaining here. And this is customer reference date. Probably it is same as with the order date. No issue. Customer address, order table, and many more details are there. Order will be shipped by road. Status, order status is invoiced. Okay. Payment term has to be paid in 90 days or in 2 weeks or in 1 week, whichever the term is. This is net order amount, net efficiency amount, order value, okay, and these are some other parameters.
Okay.
So this is all about the order table. And okay, so this table is clear. Now against order number there are a line item table which is stored here. Against one order, how many items are demanded or need to be produced, that item is there in the order detail.
Mm.
Number
Okay.
is 002. Okay, so against this order number you will get another order item.
Okay.
This is 002. See, the 002 is repeating 4 times here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means it is the foreign key of order table, and this is the primary key, right?
Yeah.
You know concept of primary key, foreign key, right?
Yeah.
Foreign key which is 002, which is primary key here, and this same is represented 4 times here. Why? Because against that order number 02 there are 4 items need to be produced.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the item sequence 1 2 3 4. Likewise for 3 also there are 3 items. For 5 there are 4 items, 5 items. This the order has to prepare, and this is the delivery order date, on which date this order will be delivered. Let me just change the data type. The item code, item name. These are the items need to be produced. Unit, quantity, and this is also date. Okay. Now this table is okay.
Yeah.
This table and this table are directly related. This is having one and this is having many. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's having one to many relationship. Then likewise customer has the relationship with order table. How come? Customers data you see, this is A005
Yeah.
is having there in this order table. It must be here A005. So called Hamadatullah. Yeah. So this is one customer, Hamad Abdullah. I found that against this customer, there are many orders in the orders table. So see the customer number 039. Okay, the last four digit. So here in this order table, you would see let's copy this one. See, this is order table
Yeah.
and this is cost code. Okay, H039, H039, H039. I mean, these all records are belongs to customer code or belongs to this customer table.
Okay.
Okay, against this Hamad Abdullah, there are many orders are there. So what we can map, cost code is equal with sub code here. So what I'll do, I'll just change this field name.
So one doubt.
Yeah, sure.
Subcode will be the primary key of customer table, and the customer code will be the foreign key for the order table.
Exactly. Perfect. So I'll just change this to this name. Okay, cost code. Now this cost code is equal with this cost code. Okay, and in the order detail table there is also cost code. So this H009, H009, all these items are there. Okay,
Okay.
H009. So here it is also. So these are the, by looking into this we can found that this is the customer details. Okay, here is customer address, customer phone number, all these details are there
So customer code is the common entity in all three tables.
in all the three tables. Okay,
Okay.
and order number is a common entity between these two tables.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what we'll do, we'll just take this Excel database to SQL Server, and few tables will keep in SQL Server and few tables will keep in Excel. And what we'll do, we'll create a SSIS package,
Hmm.
uh, uh, SSIS package, and we'll try to integrate the table from different data sources. One is from Excel, another is from SQL.
Okay.
Now, how to export this database to SQL Server? Let us see. I can even, let me create a database here called order database. New database. You have to create a new database here. Creating order DB. Okay, this is the database name.
Okay.
Okay. Once you create it, it will form a dummy database. I mean a blank database. Okay. See,
Okay.
there is no uh, user tables. Obviously, there will be there is no tables inside this table folder.
Okay.
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 There is no view. There is nothing. So it's a blank database is created. So database is just a wrapper of the tables.
Okay.
Now either we can create the tables inside this folder, or else we can also import the tables from different data source. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'll just here in G drive I have this order database. Okay, Okay, let's just create a training folder for you and we'll keep it there. SSIS project, integration project. Inside that we'll create a TB, Excel. This is your folder. We'll create the SSIS package out here in SSIS project. Now I've kept that Excel database here inside this TB folder. Now we'll pull the tables from that database.
Okay.
Right click on the database name. Okay, right click here. Task. You're recording the session, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can practice the same task. There are a lot of options are there. Import database. Okay, import data. Select this. Go next. Choose the data source type from which you want to import the data. Is it SQL Server?
Yeah.
No. Data source type is SQL Server. Source data source data. No, it's not the SQL Server. Our source data is Excel. Destination is SQL. So change the type. Here it is. Microsoft Excel is there. Okay. So
Data source is flat file source.
it can be for flat files are normally considered to be text, and CSV file. Okay, but Excel is having another adapter also. So if you have a text data or CSV data, you can choose flat file. So as I'm choosing MS Excel, I can choose this. If you have access to fetch the data, MS Access, you can also choose this one.
Okay.
Now browse the database folder. This is my data. Which kind of version of Excel that?
What?
It is, which it's asking that what is the database version,
Oh, okay.
whether it is older
Yeah.
versions or Microsoft MS Excel 2007
Okay.
or onwards. Okay, I'll just choose 2007.
Okay.
His first row has column names. That means this is a column name or what? Yes, this is a column name. These are not the data. Okay.
Yeah.
If you do not check that option, this will also be entered into the table as data.
Okay.
Okay. So check this option. It is saying this operation is cannot be completed. Okay, let's do one thing. I think this is not recognizing that Excel version. So I'll just create a old version of Excel.
Okay.
I'll just save it as please Excel S6. I'll just save as Excel old version. This is 97 to 2003. This one. Let's check everything is okay. Yes, it is okay. This date is changed. No, apart from this, everything is okay. All right. Uh, save it, and then I'll try to browse that file. Already, automatically it is taken the Excel version because it's become compatible. Next, it's still showing some problem. Okay, some engine is missing, so it's compatibility issue. Let me again format to CSV. Save to CSV. CSV is comma delimited file. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just saving this as CSV. So I would first call this first table. This is order table. This is order table only created. No other three tables. In CSV, there cannot be multiple spreadsheets, just like Excel. One spreadsheet is one CSV file.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll just show today how to import it to SQL Server. Now instead of doing so, you have to go to Start Files. Now choose this. Now choose CSV file and order table. Okay. Column name in the first data row. Column name in the first data row. Yes. You have to check is there a column name. Now you can see the data here.
Okay.
In the preview, advanced, okay, next. The target now taken automatically. Okay, there's no problem here. So I'll just check SQL Server authentication, or else you can take it as Windows also. That's fine. Mithila TB, inside that you will create a table.
Okay.
Next, it is showing mapping. Okay, what mapping you have to perform? This is the source database and this is destination tables database. Okay, the destination table it will create a order table. Now you can review the data here. That is fine. What is the use of mapping here? Edit mapping. What is happening in every column? It is by default taking as varchar data type. You know what are the data type of SQL Server?
No. I mean, this is the normal one, integer, string.
Right. integer varchar. Okay, varchar is a string, and date, uh, then bit is boolean data type, and so on. So here I have to find out that what are the, if you just convert it by default, it will take into SQL table as string. So I want this field, deliver order date, has to be a date field.
Okay.
Customer order date also has to be date. Customer order number, this is numeric. Customer code, this is also numeric. And others are validity is a date. Status is string, and others are just like string. After this, DC efficiency, Q valid value efficiency, they are all numeric.
Okay.
We'll use them as float. Okay, so that the decimal values will be there.
Okay.
This is the exchange rate. Numeric. U date has to be date. And then other are related.
Employee number.
This has to be date. Okay.
Employee number has to be integer.
Employee number has to be integer. This will be numeric. Okay. Alright. Now, if you do not do this transformation, this is called the transformation. We are now extracting the data from the real world to your database, right?
Okay.
This extraction process, during this extraction process, we had to work on some transformations. Like we transformed the raw data format to application database format, right? So in this way, when you try to join data from SQL Server with Oracle, in Oracle, the data type should be integer. In SQL Server, the data type would be int.
Okay.
If a column data type would be integer, it's a small integer. In another database, the data type would be big integer. So based on the length of the data, it's small and big integers are there. So in that case, we cannot directly join those tables from different systems. So that's the reason we have to create a staging database. Okay, in
Okay.
the staging database, we'll bring the table of all the systems and store in a uniform manner.
Okay.
Okay, uniform means their data type should be same, their format should be same. Say if it is a date type of data, then that should be also date type of data. If it is employee number of order table is numeric, then employee table of order detail has to be numeric,
Okay.
which may be coming from another system but has to be numeric. So then they can have the perfect joinings. So let's see. Okay.
So in our
Now,
case, this order table is the staging database.
the table we have created here, Mithila order DB, is a we're creating a staging database.
Okay.
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 Now, in the staging database only, we'll pull those tables and then uh, these tables will be now in denormalized view because data of a single customer and order is kept in three different tables: order detail, and customers. Okay.
Okay.
So ultimately, when you going for a dashboard reporting, you need to join these three tables, right?
Yeah.
So what we'll do in the staging database, we'll keep these individual tables, and through integration tool, we'll integrate these tables, join these tables, and form another composite table where you'll get all the informations in the same table.
Okay.
That's what the integrated database is. Now go next. You'll see the date formats are showing some alerts, but anyway,
Um,
it will next. There are some errors. No, data is not fetched from there. I'll just bring those data in the same way. Then later on I'll change in the data type here.
oh, okay.
Mm, but again it is difficult if you just become a let me bring it to SQL, then we'll see. No, I didn't change the data type. All have now become a varchar. Okay, I finished it. It will work.
Okay.
Still having some error?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll not export the table in this way. Uh, we'll create a integration package. This should be our staging database,
Okay.
and in the staging database, we'll fetch the data from SQL Excel database. Just assume Excel is our SAP system or our ERP system. Okay, Excel database, and from that database we will use SSIS package. You have to go here, insert this. Here also you can also try. I have SQL Server. I have SQL Server 2008. So you have latest one. You can also go to that Microsoft SQL Server 2012. Inside this, you'll get this console. Just on top of SQL Server Management Studio, you can get this SQL Server Business Intelligence tool, Business Intelligence Development tool. So now, as you are doing Microsoft BI, right, Business Intelligence,
Hmm.
will develop a Business Intelligence package. Click here. Then you have to create a new project. There are various projects are there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be covering integration service, Microsoft SQL Server integration service, SQL Server reporting services, okay, report server project. Then this would be the report, okay, this would be the BI or dashboard where you will visualize the data. So first of all, we'll go for data integration. You have to choose this. And tomorrow I'll just connect to all those tables, and there are a lot of things to do. It's a huge. Then one by one we'll go to all these tools.
Okay.
There are a lot of tools are there. Okay. Through these transformations tools, paste the data from SQL Server and apply the transformation package. Just like this. Here we have a package, and I'm fetching the data from different systems to SQL Server. This one, asset management to asset management data warehouse. So this is a package. Okay. The same kind of package we'll create tomorrow.
Okay.
Once you execute this package, it will just fetch, cleanse, change the data type, then join the tables. Finally, it will store the record in another database. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Wherever you face the problem, it will show you error. So this kind of BA package we'll create tomorrow, and we'll meet at 7 o'clock.
So this will automatically change all the data types and everything.
Yeah, not automatically, because we have applied the logics here. These are all
Okay.
these
Okay.
uh,
Yeah. 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 Got
the sorting we have applied here.
it. Yeah.
Then which tables should go there, uh, merging. Then we are merging these two tables. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
these tables to this table will be merged
Mm-hmm.
on these attributes. Okay,
Okay.
with left outer join. So this table finally employee and employee asset management
Okay.
is coming to here. In between they are having joining with category, make, model, CPU and all. Finally it is merging with employee and going here.
Okay.
Okay. So these all will be covered tomorrow.
Okay.
So I have to rush for office. Huh?
Okay.
Meet tomorrow at the same time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you.